There is a huge sibling war brewing between the male Maran siblings. Grandnephews of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Muthuvel Karunanidhi, Dayanidhi and Kalanithi Maran over a control of the family-owned Sun TV network, India's largest listed media organization with the latest valuation in excess of 24,400 crores. On 10th of June, former Union Minister and DMK MP Dayanidhi Maran served a legal notice to his elder brother, media baron Kalanithi Maran, alleging a series of fraudulent transactions after their father, Murasoli Maran's death in 2003, with the intent, said the notice, of unlawfully gaining control over Sun TV Network Limited. The legal notice not only accused Kalanithi Maran but also 7 others, including Kalanithi's wife, Kaveri, senior financial consultants, the family's chartered accountant, company officials, and close associate of orchestrating via an unauthorized scheme to obtain a controlling stake in the family-promoted media enterprise. The method alleged the notice included fraudulent share allotments, forged documentation, and corporate misgovernance. Almost resembling a film script that the family of Muthuvel Karunanidhi is famous for, the notice served by Dayanidhi Maran specified that the alleged transactions took place during the terminal illness of the Maran brothers and former Union Minister Murasoli Maran, who was in a coma and on life support from late 2022 until his death, late 2002 until his death in November 2003. Just a month before Murasoli Maran was brought back to Chennai from the United States on 15th of September 2003, the notice said that Kalanithi allegedly allotted to himself 12 lakh equity shares in the then Sun TV Private Limited at a face value of 10 rupees each. The notice said that this allotment, allegedly done without board or shareholder approval, was carried out while the company's valuation per share was between 2,500 rupees and 3,000 rupees, and when its reserves and surplus exceeded 253 crores. The notice further highlighted that while this issuance of shares gave Kalanithi a 60% stake overnight, it grossly diluted the holdings of the original promoters, the families of Murasoli Maran and the late Karunanidhi, from 50% each to just 20% each. The fair market value of the shares at the time should have placed the total transaction at over 3,500 crores, but Kalanithi, said the notice, allegedly paid only 1.2 crores. This in a way began a pattern of fraudulent acts according to the notice. On November 26, 2003, just 3 days after Murasoli Maran's death and 2 days before the issuance of the death certificate, 95,000 shares in his name were allegedly transferred to his wife, that is Murasoli Maran's wife, Malliga Maran, without the legal heir certificate or proper authorization, in violation of the company's articles of association, and which later transferred to Kalanithi. So basically, the notice says everything came into the pocket, allegedly, of Kalanithi Maran, the media baron. You know, Dayanidhi Maran entered politics while Kalanithi remained in media. There were more allegations involving 9 entities, because this entire entity, Kalanithi, also runs other business entities like Kungumam Publications. It's a very famous magazine in Tamil, Kunguman Nidiyagam, and Kal Investments. Basically alleged the notice that the so-called fraudulent transactions were used to pump investments in ventures including Sun Direct TV, Kal Radios, Kal Airways, Sun Pictures, South Asian FM, and cricket franchises like Sunrisers Hyderabad and Sunrisers Eastern Cape. Dayanidhi Maran has legal notice has invoked violations under multiple statutes, including the Companies Act 1956 and 2013, the IPC sections 406, 420, 467, 471, 120B, the SEBI Act, and the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Meanwhile, Sun TV networks responded to the entire issue, and even stressing on the fact that the allegations were incorrect, misleading, speculative, and defamatory, and not supported by facts or law. It also added, this is in reference for the news articles appearing in various media in relation to certain matters between the promoter of Sun TV Network Limited and his family member. The alleged matter dates back to 22 years when the company was a closely held private limited company. We wish to inform that all acts have been done in accordance with legal obligations and the same had been duly vetted by concerned intermediaries before the public issues of the company. We are not aware of any negotiations or events towards settlements in the promoter's family. Now, this explanation also became mandatory as there was some downward trend witnessed in the Sun TV shares this morning. Let's try and decode the tiff of the century, as it were, in Tamil Nadu, which has ensued in full public display between Dayanidhi and Kalanithi Maran. Satish Kumar, advocate of the Madras High Court, is with us, and Banu Chandar Nagarajan. Vanakkam to both of you. I mean, like I said, it reads like a Tamil script, I say. I mean, two brothers fighting over money. But let me first go to Satish. Satish, this is a notice. These are allegations. As of now, they have to be proven under different sections. But if you look at the notice itself, I mean, let's, for the benefit of the viewers, try and decode it. Number one, I have a question. This happened in 2003. We are sitting in 2025. I know in 2024, correct me if I am wrong, there was again a bit of a minor dispute and 500 crores was paid to, you know, the sister of the Marans. Anbukarasi, and the matter was, you know, it was like, but I remember that very well, that how Anbukarasi got 500 crores, which according to the Maran brothers is just loose change. You know, that's how the stakes are, how big the stakes are. But tell me, why is it being brought up today after more than a decade?
Good evening, Sudha. Sudha, I personally feel I have got my personal presumptions or maybe inputs, or to some extent I feel at present, in the present day, the Sun TV group is not doing as much as in the media. Because if you see the trend, especially in Tamil Nadu or maybe in other states also, because they have a lot of channels in other languages, the TV programs, especially, they don't have much TRP as of today compared with other TV channels, and no OTT also, and because their OTT stake is very, very less. And in addition to that, the Sun Pictures, they are not able to take much pictures because all the theatres, more than 8,000 theatres in Tamil Nadu, are controlled by Udayanidhi Red Giant only. So Sun Pictures are down, and OTT, Sun TV OTT is down, and only the Sun Direct is making good money out of it as of today. And considering the family background, so Kalanithi Maran is also becoming old. I personally feel, and it's my presumption, or maybe to some extent I feel, Maran brothers, this especially Kalanithi Maran, would have thought of selling his company, entire group company, to any other big giant. That is my assumption. It may be my total assumption, but still I feel there is a point in it. Because of that, at present again, the issue between the two brothers have cropped up just to cut out the share pricing, or maybe is there any other drama between these two to bring the price down for price fixation, for selling the entire group company shares, or maybe any other share trading. This was even raised by SEBI today.
Satish, are you saying this is a drama according to you? This is kind of for theatrics so that the company could be sold at a better price? So there is no possible legal wrangle between the siblings?
I'll come to that point. There are two angles I'm saying. This is one perception, one school of thought of mine, because at present, though there may be an issue between two brothers, these two brothers were very strong hold, and they have their ideas very clear. One is in politics, one is in business. They exchange their views, they control the entire one media group, and also one corporate group. In other, one is controlling the political lobby. At present, in the last 10 or 15 years, the political control of the ex-minister or MP is not that much as of today, which you are well known of it. So though the DMK at present in Tamil Nadu, still from the MP's angle, maybe the member of parliament's angle, the lobbying with the center is not happening that much as expected. So I personally feel there is a possibility of rift between these two, and Dayanidhi Maran is not having that much of control or hold in the center, or maybe it is lobbying. Hence, Kalanithi Maran is planning to neglect him on in the family itself. So that may be one of the reasons also, and he would have got agitated. and to show his control over the family, or to show his ego or whatever it is. I think he would have issued this notice, because the similar notice was issued in 2024 also, where there was a family settlement happened, and the unknown sister Anbu Karasi was also settled for 500 crores. This news also came at that
so
time.
you basically think that it is more of a projection, according to you, than a real sibling war over fraudulent practices. But the notice is very elaborate. Bhanuchandar Nagarajan come in here. It's a very elaborate notice. He goes point by point by point. I will ask you the same question I asked Satish. Why now? 2025, if there has been fraudulent practices, he said it started in 2003, just 3 days or close to when Murusoli, died of a long ailment. He says, and he insinuates that how Kalanithi Maran, so far, who had zero stakes, actually, took the shares at a lower price, and also became one of the largest stakeholders, and without the ratification of the other stakeholders. Bhanuchandar, that in itself is a very major and serious legal and financial, problem.
Good evening, Sudha. See, Mrs. Dayalu Ammal was hospitalized in March of this month, a few months ago. She's 93. Okay. So what I guess Dayanidhi is trying to do is to ride on the coattails of the fact that her legal heirs are now in power, and that too in the last year of their government, this current government. He hopes that putting forward this case right now, including Dayalu Amal as one of the people that have been cheated out of the deal by his brother. He wants to ride on the coattails of this government and the power the government wields to benefit him, as well as benefit Dayalu Amal and her heirs. That is how I see it politically. See also the fact that Sun TV has been, associated with DMK forever. It's considered as the mouthpiece of the DMK. The other political parties, opposition parties, are now piling on the fact that this exposes the corrupt state of affairs within the first family and the DMK and the DMK ecosystem, and hence the opposition leaders, especially Annamalai, has raised this issue of how the corrupt DMK system is sort of like unraveling, and one issue of another is coming back to the fore. And see, this actually is a very long protracted issue, like you mentioned in your initial remarks. Part of it happened before it became public, right? Like when Mr. Murusoli Maran was about to die, this transfer of shares to his wife and later to Kalanithi, and then his issue of new shares to himself. All of this happened prior to the company Sun TV becoming public. So there are different set of rules.
Okay.
One last point. If you look at the crux of the issue, this also goes back to the time when Kalanithi TV was started, right? Where Muka Adagiri said that Dayalu Amal was bought out for peanuts, and then he has been cheated out. So
yeah,
it is a long history.
Yeah, for those who do not know, Dayalu Ammal is the mother of the current Chief Minister Muka Stalin and the wife of late Karunanidhi. And Dayalu Ammal, therefore, like what Bhanuchandar Nagarajan was explaining. But let's come to the legal aspect of it. This seems to be a deadly cocktail of family wealth and politics. I mean, this is one of the most, I should say, the most influential family in Tamil Nadu right now. They have their hands in different pies. And although Karunanidhi was a pioneer, a veteran so far as cinema is concerned, but right now the way it has percolated, it is all about money and less about talent. That's, I'm saying it. Now, Satish, I want to come to you. Let us look at the legal aspect of it. Fraudulent. Number one, was it fraudulent? Will you say, if you look at it from as a legal, will you say it is fraudulent for Kalanithi to have taken the shares, transferred the shares in his name just 3 days after Murusoli Maran's death, before even his death certificate could come? How can you do it on your own in a company like that?
Sudha, this is the allegation stated by the Dayanidhi Maran is subject to matter of proof, because the facts between the transaction dates, between the period. However, my lords, I have some details with me. In 2003, especially, MK Dayalu was having, out of the total 20 lakh shares, MK Dayalu was having 1.15, Mallika was having 20,000 shares, Maran was having 95,000. Kungumam Publications, in which Kungumam Publications was owned by both the families of Maran family and also Kalinger's family. That Kungumam Publications was having 1.9 lakh shares. Kungumam Nithigam was having 1.9 lakhs. Cal Investments Private Limited is owned by Kalanithi Maran totally. That is 1.9. And Kalanithi Maran was having 12 lakh shares at that time in 2003. That is totally to 20 lakh shares. Now I'll give you the list of in 2007, I was able to go through the data from the ROC. In that time, what happened? The structure has got changed totally, by which the shares have been made as 5 rupee share instead of 10 rupee share. So dilution was made totally, maybe with the deliberate intention also there is a possibility. And that time the Kalanithi Maran's share has increased to 89%, not 75% also. It increased in 2007 as per the records. It is 89%.
And if you throw, wait a minute, Satish, so many figures will confuse a lot of people. So although your research is fantastic, your data is great, just tell me that do you smell a rat, although it has to be proven?
Yes.
How
yes, it is there. It is the probability.
There.
According to my legal understanding, the probability of the money laundering, or because even I have seen the list of the private investments. Right. There are many foreign institutions they have invested in this company during that period. So this raises the eyebrow a lot. Unless otherwise the stakeholders are proved, to some extent there is a probability and possibility on the allegation of the ex-MP and our former minister Dayanidhi Maran. So I personally feel that there seems to be some sort of irregularities happened. Whether that will cover the PMLA or not is a subject matter of question and also a law. Because PMLA Act has got its own limitation, so a period of 3 years is required as per the CRPC.
Yeah, but he says he'll go to SEBI as well.
More than 20 years.
Yeah. That is the question which I kept asking.
Yes,
why now?
Yes,
I mean, no, let me go to Bhanuchandar. No, wait. I don't have much time. Bhanuchandar, I want to ask you, 20 odd years, it comes up now. Dayanidhi could have done that even earlier. I do not know. But then who is to know why now? Maybe, he just said enough is enough. According to Satish, there is, of course, seems, he says, like a lot of, he smells several rats there. I want to ask you, Bhanuchandar Nagarajan, Dayanidhi Maran is an intelligent man. We know that all of them studied abroad. They have great education behind him. What was he doing when Kalanithi Maran was transferring all the shares in his name? What was he doing, Dayanidhi Maran? Just watching from the wings, is it? I understand the women, Dayalu Ammal, old. Maybe she doesn't interfere in all this, maybe science. Mallika Amma, I understand. That is, Dayanidhi's mother. I even understand Mrs. Kaveri Kalanithi Maran. But what about Dayanidhi Maran? What was he doing?
When Dayanidhi Maran, I am assuming this, when Dayanidhi Maran wanted to bring this issue to the fore, he has to rake up all of this, right? He has to rake up all of these issues, and he has to go back and create a history, and he has to actually make this a good story, right? So he's actually pulling out, or he's not pulling any stops. Like he's actually listing the list of allegations that he could actually muster based on his legal advice right from the time it was started. If you look at the history of Sun TV, there are so many issues, right? It was part of the 2G scam. It was part of Aircel Maxis. It was part of like the line of BSNL being used for their cable, Sumangali cable, so on and so forth. So, the ex-associates of Kalanithi Maran, Hansraj Saxena, Sharad Kumar, all of these guys are now involved, or either they were under investigation. So the company has a history of all of this. So when Dayanidhi Maran wanted to fight, he's actually bringing forth the whole history. And I really think that the clue is to is to ride on the coattails of Dayalu Ammal's stake, which will probably come to the CM Stalin and Adagiri after her. And they want to make sure they're throwing the bait. Dayanidhi is just throwing the bait to make sure that his case is very solid.
Understand, because Dayanidhi Maran never fell out of favor so far as Muka Stalin is concerned. So I do not know why bring Dayalu Ammal's name right now, and try to ride on the coattails, because I don't think that's really going to come to any kind of a, positive impact. And let me also stick my neck out.
In this
During
matter, I would like to give a small
2026,
clarification.
this is not going to matter, ladies and gentlemen. Tamil Nadu will vote. They will say brothers are fighting. Why should we interfere? Are we getting Sun TV serials or not? That's how people are, and I'm not blaming them. Yeah, go on, Satish.
In this case, Sudha, if you see, it is only as a legal head of Mallika and Mr. Murasoli Maran, Dayanidhi has sent this notice. So it is actually, we see that not in the case of as a shareholder or any other capacity. So because Dayalu Ammal was having a stake, and the family of the legal heirs of Dayalu Ammal also coming into this picture. So it is not
Yes.
that deliberately Dayanidhi Maran has done this. He has sent this notice because the stakeholding of Dayalu Ammal as 1.15 lakh shares belongs to, naturally goes to the family of the Kalanithi family. So because of that, Dayalu Ammal's the legal heirs also sent notice. So because you have to see from the legal perspective, not on the any political angle also in this matter. That's what I personally feel.
Before I let you go, also SEBI, because if the allotment of shares without proper approval is done, this could be, bring about scrutiny from SEBI, isn't that right? I mean, this is serious now. Only thing is, I ask you, Satish, how long will it take for them to start proceedings on this?
See, actually, the legal notice has been sent to the corporate company only, that is to the Sun TV.
Yeah.
So it is only purely in the nature of civil matters subject to the company law. But though he has mentioned about PMLA and everything, unless otherwise by seeing this notice, the investment director has to take this matter seriously, taking sumoto. This complaint or the Dayanidhi Maran has sent a private complaint to the enforcement directorate, pleading them to scrutinize this matter. This matter will not be taken as far as the criminal conspiracy is concerned. This is a legal notice purely sent as per the company law issues. So, and it's a civil matter only. So that's what my understanding. So if this family comes to an understanding and settling themselves amicably, then matter will be go off.
Well, I do not know if that is possible, because so far as I know, as long as Kalanithi was alive, these disputes would be settled very easily. But now it seems like there'll be more dirty
I don't
linen.
think so. I'm not agreeing with you, Sudha, because there were disputes even at that time also, which
Yeah.
were not coming to public because of the media. They were controlling the media. There was no social media in those times. So,
But there was a
disputes.
giant like Kalanithi. You and I can't deny it. However much you and I may not understand or agree with this politics, let's leave it at this. I think that there is more dirty linen to be washed in public. But will it matter in the elections? I'm sticking my neck out. No. Will it matter in the big bad world of media so far as Tamil Nadu is concerned? No way.